When George Hamilton dated Lynda Bird Johnson, it wasn't just tabloid fodder. It became a matter of national scrutiny. The White House didn't merely object. President Lyndon B Johnson ordered the FBI to investigate Hamilton's private life. Overnight, the young actor, who had once walked red carpets with ease, was thrust into a shadow world of files, rumors, and surveillance. What had started as a Hollywood romance became a tense confrontation with power. Hamilton's charm was suddenly tested against the machinery of politics, proving that fame could quickly turn into vulnerability. Early life in glamour and instability. George Hamilton was born on August 12, 1939, in Memphis. His father, George William "Spike" Hamilton, was a touring band leader, while his mother, Annie Lucille Stevens, carried Southern poise and social sophistication. Early life shimmered with glamour, hotels, orchestras, and adult conversations, yet the sheen was fragile. At 5, his parents' marriage collapsed due to his father's affair, shattering the family's stability. A move to Blytheville with maternal grandparents offered brief comfort, instilling manners and grace. But this calm was fleeting. Tragedy struck again in 1947, leaving young George to navigate a world where security was always temporary. A childhood of adaptation. With both grandparents gone, George's mother made a pivotal decision, a coin toss to determine the family's future, landing on Hollywood. The family moved immediately, embarking on a journey defined by uncertainty. Constant relocation from Beverly Hills to Boston, New York, and Palm Beach meant new schools, new rules, and perpetual adaptation. These experiences honed George's observational skills and taught him to blend in effortlessly. Charm, composure, and polish became survival tools, shielding him from the disorientation of repeated upheaval. The instability instilled a rare resilience, a child learning early that to survive, one had to craft a persona capable of commanding attention and respect. Entering Hollywood. In 1957, George returned to Hollywood with a singular goal: to become an actor. The industry was flooded with handsome young men, many overlooked due to saturation. Hamilton understood the unspoken rule: to succeed, one had to become impossible to ignore. He pursued small roles in television, leveraging patience, charm, and relentless determination. Every audition became a test. Would he be dismissed as a pretty face or recognized as someone with real talent? His early career was defined by this duality, a polished exterior masking inner hunger. The foundation built in childhood became his armor as he navigated the competitive world of Hollywood. First steps in television. By 1958, Hamilton began meaningful work, most notably in the troubled series In the Veil. The show's production struggles almost buried it, but it later earned a cult reputation among enthusiasts. For George, it wasn't fame or audience size that mattered. It was the permission to engage deeply with narrative and character. He relished stories darker and more atmospheric than his polished public persona. Television allowed him to explore layers of complexity, developing a subtle craft under the glamorous surface. These early roles planted the seeds of a career defined not just by looks, but by the ability to merge charm with substance, ensuring longevity in a fleeting industry. Polishing the image. Hollywood quickly recognized Hamilton's appeal. His sun-kissed skin, polished demeanor, and gentlemanly charm made him an icon of allure. Yet beneath the surface was a man acutely aware of industry traps and social politics. Every public appearance was calculated, a product of years spent adapting to constant change. He turned perceived weaknesses into strengths. The teasing of his tan became a signature, a brand element he could control. Hamilton's brilliance lay not just in acting, but in mastering perception, transforming image into currency while quietly safeguarding the self behind the glamour that captivated millions. Rise to fame. Hamilton's breakthrough came swiftly. He won the Golden Globe for New Star of the Year and received a BAFTA nomination. Praised for charm and talent, he became the quintessential Hollywood heartthrob. But such rapid success came with constraints. Typecasting confined him to the roles of the charming playboy, a cage of glossy expectations. Public adoration was double-edged. It elevated him while threatening to define him entirely. He learned early that stardom wasn't just about talent. It was a negotiation with image. Survival required not just acting skill, but strategic self-management, a lesson deeply rooted in his childhood experiences of upheaval and adaptation, turning challenges into advantage. Hamilton's career was punctuated by reinvention. While many stars fade, he pivoted into comedy, embraced unconventional roles, and navigated scandals with finesse. Love at First Bite became an iconic symbol of the disco-era Dracula, earning him a second Golden Globe nomination. He transformed ridicule into power, turning a once-mocked tan into a trademark. This adaptability allowed him to thrive across eras of Hollywood change, from classical cinema to television, reality shows, and advertising campaigns. Hamilton exemplifies resilience, a performer who converted external pressures into internal strategy, leveraging public perception as a tool rather than a limitation. Mastering the spotlight. Hamilton's life demonstrates a rare mastery of celebrity as brand. Fame was never passive. It required continuous negotiation, reinvention, and control. He understood how to inhabit eras, turning every generation into an audience for his persona. The blend of charm, calculation, and self-awareness ensured that he remained relevant even as Hollywood transformed around him. His career reflects a deliberate choreography of public image and private strategy, a testament to intelligence behind the allure. Hamilton's success is not accidental. It's the culmination of a life spent observing, adapting, and translating personal resilience into enduring stardom. Legacy and reinvention. In 2018, Hamilton demonstrated his ability to navigate the internet era, embracing memes and social media without losing control. He updated his brand while remaining unmistakably himself, the gentleman with the legendary tan. Across decades, he never allowed the industry to dictate his fate. Hamilton's story is one of continuous reinvention, showing that talent alone isn't enough. Survival in Hollywood demands awareness, adaptability, and the courage to turn perceived flaws into strengths. He embodies the rare celebrity who has turned personal narrative and image into a strategic asset, proving that longevity in the spotlight is a form of art. The man behind the icon. George Hamilton is more than Hollywood glamour. Beneath the polished exterior lies a man shaped by instability, loss, and early lessons in survival. His childhood taught him to be adaptable, observant, and resilient, skills that became essential in navigating the treacherous world of fame. He turned personal history into professional strategy, leveraging charm, humor, and image to maintain agency over his career. Hamilton's story reminds us that behind every star is a human navigating forces far beyond public view. Talent is visible, but strategy, courage, and adaptation are the invisible threads that weave true success. Conclusion: enduring brilliance. From political intrigue to Hollywood acclaim, George Hamilton's life is a testament to resilience and intelligence. He transformed vulnerability into strength, turning scrutiny and typecasting into opportunity. Each era brought challenges, yet he emerged unscathed, using charm, humor, and strategic reinvention to remain iconic. Hamilton's story reveals the hidden costs of fame and the brilliance required to navigate it. More than a heartthrob, he is a symbol of survival, adaptability, and self-possession. In his sun-kissed smile lies decades of experience, calculated reinvention, and the rare ability to turn every stage, literal or figurative, into his own domain.